Join us on Patreon and become part of our journey to uncover history's untold stories. Your support helps us create in-depth content, bring hidden narratives to life, and keep history alive for everyone.
The French and Indian War, a pivotal conflict that raged from 1754 to 1763, was more than just a struggle between the British and French for dominance over North America. It was a war that saw alliances forged, betrayals enacted, and entire communities altered forever. While history often remembers the involvement of European powers and their Native American allies, a crucial but often overlooked group played a role in this war: Black natives. These individuals, shaped by both African and indigenous heritage, navigated the treacherous landscape of colonial conflict with remarkable resilience and agency. Their presence on both sides of the war, whether as warriors, guides, translators, or even enslaved laborers, sheds light on the complexity of race, identity, and allegiance in the 18th century. To understand their role, we must delve into the intricate social fabric of colonial America, where Black and indigenous lives intertwine in ways that defied the rigid racial hierarchies imposed by European colonizers. Black natives were born out of the interwoven histories of African and indigenous peoples in North America. As European colonial powers expanded their territories, they forcefully brought enslaved Africans into the New World. Many Africans, however, found refuge among Native American tribes, forming close relationships through intermarriage, cultural exchange, and shared resistance against European oppression. By the time of the French and Indian War, Black natives were integral members of various tribes, such as the Creek, Shawnee, Cherokee, and Seminole, blending African traditions with indigenous customs to form unique hybrid identities. These communities often rejected the European notion of racial purity, instead prioritizing kinship and shared struggle. Black natives could be warriors, healers, traders, or even political leaders within their tribes. However, they also occupied a precarious position in colonial society, facing discrimination from both European settlers and, at times, Native communities influenced by European racial ideologies. When war erupted between the British and French, Black natives found themselves at the heart of a conflict that would test their allegiances, survival strategies, and sense of identity. The French and Indian War was fought across a vast and unforgiving landscape, where knowledge of terrain and survival skills often determined victory or defeat. Black natives, with their deep familiarity with the land and ability to navigate both indigenous and European cultures, became valuable assets to both sides. Many served as scouts, guides, and translators, using their linguistic and cultural dexterity to bridge gaps between warring factions. On the side of the French, Black natives were instrumental in maintaining alliances with indigenous nations. The French, unlike the British, had a long-standing history of integrating into native communities through trade and intermarriage, and they were more accepting of individuals with mixed African and indigenous heritage. French commanders relied on Black natives to mediate between French officers and tribal leaders, ensuring that indigenous warriors remained committed to the war effort. Some Black natives even fought alongside the French, wielding muskets and tomahawks against British forces in skirmishes that determined control over key territories. On the British side, Black natives played a similarly complex role. While the British were more rigid in their racial hierarchy, they nonetheless recognized the value of skilled guides and interpreters. Some Black natives, whether by choice or coercion, served British colonial militias, leading troops through dense forests, scouting enemy movements, and providing critical intelligence. However, their position was often tenuous, as British commanders were wary of individuals who straddled the cultural divide between indigenous and African heritage. Beyond direct combat, Black natives contributed to the war effort through labor, diplomacy, and espionage. Some worked as blacksmiths, carpenters, or boatmen, ensuring that forts remained operational and supply lines intact. Others used their unique position as cultural intermediaries to gather intelligence, relaying crucial information to their allies about enemy movements and strategies. In some cases, Black natives played both sides of the conflict, shifting allegiances as circumstances dictated, a testament to their agency and adaptability in a war that offered few guarantees of security. As with many conflicts, the end of the French and Indian War did not bring lasting peace or security for Black natives. The Treaty of Paris in 1763 marked the formal conclusion of the war, with France ceding much of its North American territory to the British. However, for indigenous and African-descended peoples, the war's aftermath brought new challenges. British policies became increasingly oppressive, seeking to curtail native autonomy and tighten control over colonial territories. For Black natives, this meant heightened discrimination, land dispossession, and, in some cases, enslavement. The British victory also signaled the beginning of greater restrictions on interracial alliances. Colonial authorities, fearful of the power that mixed African and indigenous communities represented, sought to dismantle these bonds through laws that criminalized intermarriage and restricted the movement of free Black individuals within native territories. Many Black natives found themselves caught between two worlds, neither fully accepted by native communities that had been influenced by European racism nor welcomed by colonial societies that sought to erase their existence altogether. Despite these challenges, Black natives persisted. Some moved westward, integrating into emerging communities that would later form the backbone of resistance movements against American expansion. Others maintained their traditions in secret, preserving the oral histories, spiritual practices, and cultural expressions that defined their unique heritage. Their contributions to the war may not have been recorded in official military histories, but their presence was undeniable, shaping the course of events in ways both seen and unseen. The story of Black natives in the French and Indian War is a testament to the resilience, adaptability, and agency of those who lived at the intersection of African and indigenous worlds. Their role in the conflict, whether as warriors, scouts, laborers, or diplomats, was a crucial yet often overlooked aspect of history. In a war fought over land, power, and survival, Black natives navigated a treacherous landscape with determination, forging alliances, protecting their communities, and shaping the course of North American history in ways that still echo today. By bringing their contributions to light, we honor their legacy and recognize the deep and enduring impact of Black and indigenous peoples on the history of the Americas. Their stories remind us that history is not just the tale of great generals and decisive battles, but also of the countless individuals who fought, struggled, and survived in a world that often sought to erase them. Through their resilience, Black natives left an indelible mark on the French and Indian War and beyond, a legacy that continues to inspire those who seek to uncover the hidden truths of the past.